What time is it? It's time for War! Here's your host, 100% raw truth, 100% American made, the warrior, Wayne Allen Root.
The Root's on fire. Today is Casual Friday, except it's Thursday. It's the NFL Draft tonight, right? So I'm casual. I got my two sons coming over to my home today to watch the NFL Draft with me at 5 o'clock West Coast time tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern. I can't wait. My son is in town. He lives in Dallas, Texas, and he's in Vegas this week, and he's here to watch the draft with me. And my other son lives here, and we'll be watching the draft together. Big NFL fans, believe it or not, despite the communists who run the NFL. Can't get it out of our blood. We all played football. We all love football. I'm a football bettor. I bet on football games. I love the NFL. I've loved it since I was 5 years old, and my hero was Roger Staubach and Tom Landry of the Dallas Cowboys. You see my Cowboys helmet behind me. Mm-hmm. I'll be rooting for the Cowboys making their number one pick in the NFL Draft tonight. So, yes, it is my Casual Friday on Thursday, NFL Draft Day. News stories out there that I thought were interesting, and I usually put them in order of what's the most interesting. I think this one is interesting. We could all both gasp and laugh at the same time. It's kind of emblematic of what's happened to America, what a joke America is. Trump is trying to change that, of course, and he's fighting every day, but it's hard. With all these judges, it's really hard. But here's the story I lead the show off with. Transgender inmate who killed a baby blames the Trump administration because he's getting assaulted in prison. It's a handwritten complaint. A transgender inmate in Indiana convicted of reckless homicide of a baby is suing President Trump over alleged sexual assaults in prison caused by the president's transphobic and extremist rhetoric. It's a handwritten complaint. Jonathan C. Richardson, who goes by Autumn Corleone. Oh, my God. Where do you find these people? Is that from the movie The Godfather? Claims in a handwritten complaint that due to Trump's extremist rhetoric and transphobic hate speech, he has emboldened the defendants and the assailants that brutally assaulted and raped the plaintiff multiple times to act on their hate and prejudices, constituting the cause in action and his liability in the case. Therefore, President Trump was negligent due to his alleged knowledge that others may act on his words. Wow. Can anybody out there figure out what the hell's going on in America today? You changed your penis to a vagina or your vagina to a penis, and then you murdered a baby, and now you're in a prison cell, and all the other prisoners are assaulting you and raping you and attempting to murder you. You know why? Because you're a horrible person. And you're a famous horrible person for doing something incredibly bad. That's what happens in prison, you jerk. Yeah, it's President Trump's fault. It's your fault for changing your penis to a vagina or your vagina to a penis. I'm not even sure what this person did. I'm always confused by the transgender stuff. Is this a man pretending to be a woman, or a woman pretending to be a man, or an it who says she's a they? Who the hell knows? People are so weird. What a bunch of weirdos. But again, it's an opinion show. That's my opinion. Making sure I always say on this show, everything is my opinion. Here's another great story about the transgender wackos. Nancy Mace causes dress-wearing trans individual to drop the female act fast. See, I thought this was an important story because it gives you some idea of how full of crap they are. South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace, who's wonderful, by the way, got on the nerves of a transgender identifying person, forcing him to drop the female act fast, revealing the fickle nature of the assumed identity. Mace recorded the showdown at the University of South Carolina during a Turning Point USA event. The cross-dressing individual was offended when Mace used the word babe and demanded her apology, forcing her to double down and use the word tranny. This guy in a dress wanted me to apologize for using the word babe. Told him no, I didn't care if he was offended. And then I dropped the word, I guess transgender, I don't know, tranny? I guess tranny or trannies. It's, it's got a bunch of stars in it, like it's a curse word, I don't know. But look what happened next. The biological man was adorned in a flowing orange woman's dress, a wide-brimmed sun hat, and carried a purse. In a feminine voice, he graciously confronted Mace over the derogatory word, but quickly lost his composure and dropped the feminine act. Does your husband call you babe? The cross-dressing man asked, to which Mace replied, I'm not married. And then he said, I would like for you to apologize. It is derogatory. And she interjected, is tranny derogatory? Well, yeah, the pro-trans person replied, with a soprano voice quickly transforming into a heavy male bass. Of course it effing is, he blurted out. He frantically grabbed his purse and a nearby potted plant, which he was ready to throw at her before security intervened, forcing him to trot away. And Mace then said he went from soprano to bass in one breath. That deep voice came out of nowhere. And I'm telling you, they're all mentally ill people, okay? And it's my opinion. It's an opinion show. Transgenders are mentally ill, and they cannot be in high levels of society or top jobs. There's something wrong with them. They're mentally ill. They're weirdos, and nobody wants to hire them unless you're forced by gun to hire them, at the butt of a gun. Other than that, nobody wants to hire a transgender unless you're insane. Nobody wants them dealing with their customers. Do you want a man in a tutu with lipstick and high heels dealing with your customers? You'd lose your business. So it's not that they're not hired because anyone's prejudiced against their life. It's that we wouldn't have a business anymore if we hired them. All right, and here's the story that backs up everything I'm saying. Physician warns of medical risks in trans youth study funded by Nike. Nike's latest move in the identity politics arena isn't a flashy ad campaign. It's a 5-year corporate-backed study examining how puberty blockers and hormone therapy affect athletic performance in transgender-identifying kids. The goal, to see if medically transitioning boys early enough could close the performance gap between males and females in sports. And by the way, is it ethical or safe to alter children's sexuality and gender to achieve parity in sports. That's insane. Two leading physicians, Dr. Mark Siegel and Dr. Nicole Safier, say no, will both support compassion for gender dysphoric youth. They're sounding the alarm about medical risks, ethical red flags, and ideological bias driving these interventions. The doctors also explain that athletic advantages for males likely wouldn't be erased by hormone therapy. Of course not. If you put a man who thinks he's a woman, who's transitioned to a woman, into a boxing ring like just happened in the Olympics last summer, he will beat the crap out of every woman he fights with. He's still a man. His DNA is a man. His blood is a man. His hormones are a man. No matter how early in life the treatments are administered, you can't erase that he's a man. Dr. Siegel pointed out males have more testosterone than females, even in utero, meaning when they're in the mother's uterus, they've got more testosterone. Long before puberty begins, affecting development in ways hormone suppression may not reverse. I would still be concerned about a competitive advantage in people that are born male, even if they transition to female, no matter how early they do it. So, anyway, the idea is that, number one, it's ethically wrong, it's morally wrong, and number two, here's the other one. Dr. Siegel says, I'm concerned about the long-term side effects of puberty blockers, especially when joined with gender-affirming hormones. And in terms of mental health, right, they're nuts. You're conducting the world's worst medical experiment on people. You have no idea where it's leading. These people are absolutely nuts. Again, just my opinion. President Trump to investigate Democrat money laundering platform Act Blue. I'm running through a couple of big stories. I'll get to more in depth as we get into the show, but I told you so. I told you from the beginning that Act Blue is nothing more than a scam that brings in foreign money from the enemies of America who want to elect Democrats who are on the payroll of China and the Mexican drug cartel and Iran. And they want to make us weak, and they want to destroy our country, and they want the people paying them to win. And that's where the money's coming from to back Democrat candidates. It's like I've said in Nevada for years now. I've seen this amazing advantage in TV ads by Democrats. You've never seen anything like it. It's 10-1. Democrats running for Congress, governor, you name it, 10-1. They have ads over the Republican. Where are they getting the money from? And the answer is it's not from American citizens. The money's coming from Iran and the Mexican drug cartel and China and the Chinese Communist Party. That's where it comes from. Simple as that. When we get back, RFK Jr. is finally launching a crackdown on the mRNA vaccines for children. Good news. I've recommended that in commentaries on this show for quite a while. And we have information, and I'll read it to you, but Trump's national security advisor, Mike Walls, is saying that cartels and the gangs in Mexico are about to face military action from President Trump. I think that's great. And then Eric Trump has some news you got to hear. He's wearing a hat. Wait till I tell you what it says on the hat when we get back. Wayne Allyn Root, rootforamerica.com. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
What would you say if we told you you could reverse most any ailment or symptom
without painful exercises in just 88 days? We have created the only patent-pending intercellular hydration protocol.
Don't miss your opportunity to feel better. We know there's a lot of false hope out there, and many people have bought programs that work for a moment, but life's a lot longer than a moment.
We have been helping people gain intercellular hydration for nearly 3 decades.
You will lose fat, not weight, fast, including that killer visceral fat. Chronic dehydration is one of the root causes of many ailments and symptoms. Ask your doctor about Energized Health. Don't miss your opportunity to transform your health now.
Go to the website below or scan the QR code to learn more.
Possible side effects may include increased joy, energy, potential reduction in prescriptions, more fulfilling relationships, fewer doctor visits, and overall improved quality of health and life.
Hi, this is Wayne Allyn Root. If you're sick and tired of supporting woke companies, I have great news for you. You don't have to anymore. You can shop where my family shops at GreatPatriotStore.com. My team researched thousands of companies for my best-selling book, The Great Patriot Boycott Book, and one stood out above all, GreatPatriotStore.com. This is the answer to inflation. Hundreds of household products that you're already buying. Much higher quality, no toxic chemicals, delivered right to your door at incredible prices. 20,000 American families are joining every month, and you should too. And now they've got the beef, pasture raised with no hormones, antibiotics, or mRNA ever, exclusively available only to their members. Like Costco or Sam's Club, you need to become a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com, fill out the form, and they'll contact you right away. And boom, you're a member. For a limited time, the annual membership is $1. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. That's GreatPatriotStore.com.
In every thread, in every stitch, Honor-Bound USA weaves the fabric of the American spirit. It's not just apparel, it's a testament to God, family, and country. At Honor-Bound USA, we're a family of patriots who put our faith, family, and America first. When you visit our website, you'll find a line of products that embody our commitment to pray, stand, speak, and act. As the official site for the Untamed podcast, all of our products proclaim speaking the truth with courage. We also have the powerful documentary from Professor David Clements, Let My People Go. Identify yourself as one of the few who are willing to stand for what they believe in. Join the Honor-Bound USA family today. Wear it as a badge of honor, commitment to the values that shape us, and a pledge to the bright future we will build together. Because when you're honor-bound, you're not just wearing a brand, you're embodying a lifestyle.
Hi, I'm Wayne Alaroot from Vertical Research Advisory, VRA. Kip Herridge's one-of-a-kind global investment and economic newsletter. Listen up! Trump is in charge. The glory days are here.
Growth rates are only going to grow from here.
This is your 4-year window to make a fortune and set up your retirement for the rest of your life. Kip wins whether the markets are up or down, whether the economy is up or down.
We set our folks up for long-term success.
For 21 years, Kip's been a friend, as well as my personal financial advisor. During that time, he's beaten the markets 86% of the time, while the average Wall Street money manager loses the market 90% of the time. Now Kip is predicting a new golden age for the economy. Let Kip prove it to you for free. Kip's offering his daily VRA investment letter completely free for 2 weeks. Free for 2 weeks. Try it for 2 weeks. I know you'll stay for life. Join now at VRAinsider.com.
Hi, I'm Joe, Supreme Leader of DCF Guns. What is DCF Guns, you ask? We're the best damn gun store and range in the universe. Do we have guns? We have all the guns. We got small guns. We got big guns. We even have beastly guns. We offer all types of training, and we have 5 ranges across our 3 locations. I'm a good shot. And of course, we have all types of ammo. We even have flamethrowers. Woo! We offer incredible membership opportunities, and members save even more on guns, ammo, and accessories. Military, both active and retired, and first responders get up to 40% off memberships. Come join the DCF family today, where we keep the range hot and the deals hotter. It's hot.
Way down the root's on fire. I said I'd talk about some of these things a little more in depth. RFK Jr. launches a crackdown on mRNA vaccines for children, and that's something I lobbied hard for in my last commentary and sent it to President Trump, that we got to get the COVID vaccine off the childhood schedule. That's the mRNA vaccine. Why are children getting it? Children have no chance of dying of COVID. Zero chance. So why would you need to give them a vaccine that has horrendous side effects, they have a much better chance of getting pericarditis and myocarditis and heart problems and heart attacks and strokes and blood clots. And don't forget turbo cancer, not to mention neurological problems. Much bigger chance of all of that than of ever dying from COVID. Kids don't die from COVID. As a matter of fact, I remember talking on this show back in 2020 when we were at the height of COVID. Or maybe it was early 21 at that point. I don't know. But it was either during late 2020 or early 21. There was a study by Johns Hopkins Medical School, which has to be, along with Harvard, one of the 2 or 3 most impressive medical schools in the world today. And Johns Hopkins studied, I think it was, if my memory serves me, 40,000 kids who got COVID. I think they were all under the age of 18. So that's what they, minors under the age of 18 who got COVID. And they found that not one child in the entire United States of America died of COVID if they did not, or unless they already had childhood leukemia. In other words, if the child didn't have cancer and wasn't already getting chemo and had no immune system, not one child in America died of COVID. And I remember someone telling me the same statistic was true in England. They studied in England, and every child in England that got COVID, not one in all of England died unless they had childhood cancer. So children have no chance of getting, of dying, of getting a deadly version of this COVID virus. Obviously, some adults did die. No one could debate that. But I would debate they didn't have to die. I would debate that they died because we gave them the wrong treatment. I would guess that almost no one in America had to die. If 1 million have died of COVID, you could have kept the number to under 100. Again, if you had cancer and you're undergoing chemo, then getting COVID might be life or death. If you're over the age of 90 and dribbling on yourself in a wheelchair in a nursing home and you no longer have an immune system, COVID might be life or death. But in general, anyone who got COVID, if you just treated them with ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine, proven safe, no side effects, deadly against virus. If you gave them vitamin C megadoses, vitamin D3 megadoses, zinc megadoses, combined with ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine, all my doctors say the death rate would have been very close to 0. So 1 million people died needlessly. But children don't need the COVID vaccine. Department of HHS Secretary Robert Kennedy, Health and Human Services, has finally launched an offensive against government-backed efforts to vaccinate children with the COVID-19 mRNA injections. He is planning to remove the COVID mRNA vaccines from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's recommended immunization schedule for children. The change would not ban pediatric use of the vaccine, but it would strip the shot of its official federal recommendation. Let me tell you why I think that's important. I haven't read the rest of the article. It probably says what I'm about to say, which is because it's on the official federal government vaccination schedule, that gives schools the right to say, if you don't get the vaccine, you can't go to school. Mm-hmm. So that makes parents say, oh, well, we've got to get our child vaccinated or they cannot attend school. Mm-hmm. That gives a cover to all the people that think the vaccine is the greatest thing in the whole world, even though it's killed more people than COVID has around the world. And I've got hundreds and hundreds of studies proving that. So it's a bad thing. And I said, President Trump, it's so simple. I'm not asking you to ban the COVID vaccine. I'm asking you to ban the COVID vaccine on the childhood vaccine schedule. Remove it from there forever. All right, Lost Soldier Oil and Gas is the sponsor of this show and this segment of the show. Second term of Trump, it's all about drill, baby, drill, making us the energy independent capital of the world. And Lost Soldier Oil and Gas could be a big part of that. Founded by second-generation oil and gas legend Mark Bruner, his companies have created more than $15 billion in shareholder value. A $10,000 investment in his Ultra Petroleum stock over 9 years grew from $10,000 to $13 million. And now he's got a new project. Took him 40 years to piece together this 40,000-acre giant gas discovery field. It's called Lost Soldier. It could be bigger or as big as the Permian Basin. If you're an accredited investor would like to get involved in this opportunity, go to lostsoldier.com, fill out the form. They'll get back to you. lostsoldier.com. Hi, this is Wayne Alaroot. If you're sick and tired of supporting woke companies, I have great news for you. You don't have to anymore. You can shop where my family shops at GreatPatriotStore.com. My team researched thousands of companies for my best-selling book, The Great Patriot Boycott Book, and one stood out above all, GreatPatriotStore.com. This is the answer to inflation. Hundreds of household products that you're already buying. Much higher quality, no toxic chemicals, delivered right to your door at incredible prices. 20,000 American families are joining every month, and you should too. And now they've got the beef, pasture raised with no hormones, antibiotics, or mRNA ever, exclusively available only to their members. Like Costco or Sam's Club, you need to become a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com, fill out the form, and they'll contact you right away. And boom, you're a member. For a limited time, the annual membership is $1. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. That's GreatPatriotStore.com.
Hi, I'm Joe, Supreme Leader of DCF Guns. What is DCF Guns, you ask? We're the best damn gun store and range in the universe. Do we have guns? We have all the guns. We got small guns. We got big guns. We even have beastly guns. We offer all types of training, and we have 5 ranges across our 3 locations. I'm a good shot. And of course, we have all types of ammo. We even have flamethrowers. Woo! We offer incredible membership opportunities, and members save even more on guns, ammo, and accessories. Military, both active and retired, and first responders get up to 40% off memberships. Come join the DCF family today, where we keep the range hot and the deals hotter. Hi.
Hi, this is Wayne Alaroot for ScoreBlue.com. If you're looking to get the best ED pill of all time, listen to this. It's a new little blue pill from the makers of Viagra, and it's better than the original Viagra. Plus, the cost is insanely low, just $5 per pill, rather than the $80 or $90 they charge for the original Viagra. And it's available exclusively from the #1 rated online ED service in the country, ScoreBlue.com. No one else has permission to sell it, only ScoreBlue.com. It turns out there are 2 kinds of generic Viagra: the cheap, lower-level, weak, and ineffective generic Viagra that you see sold everywhere online, and the authorized generic Viagra made by the same company that makes the real Viagra, made in the same factory with the same formula. It's the exact same everything except the price. So for the best Viagra in the world at the lowest price in history, go to ScoreBlue.com, enter promo code WAR, and get 20% off your first order. ScoreBlue.com.
If someone told you that you could change your life, change your entire life in 88 days, would you do it? Would you believe it?
We're John and Chelsea Jubilee. What would you say if we told you you could reverse most any ailment or symptom
Without painful exercises in just 88 days, we have created the only patent-pending intercellular hydration protocol.
Don't miss your opportunity to feel better. We know there's a lot of false hope out there, and many people have bought programs that work for a moment. But life's a lot longer than a moment. You need something that's sustainable, that will take care of you for a lifetime.
We have been helping people gain intercellular hydration for nearly 3 decades.
You will lose fat, not weight, fat, fast, including that killer visceral fat. Chronic dehydration is one of the root causes of many ailments and symptoms. We encourage you, go log on our website and look at these amazing testimonials.
Over and over again, we've heard our clients say it sounded too good to be true, but it worked for me.
I needed to reduce my arthritic pain, and I also had very, very high blood pressure that needed to normalize. And I'm pleased to say that I have absolutely no arthritic pain anymore, and my blood pressure is normal.
It was really cool to be able to get my life back. I didn't even think I'd cry talking about that.
I endorse the program wholeheartedly. It has led to improvements that I can't fully explain based on my medical knowledge as it was taught to me.
Ask your doctor about Energized Health. Don't miss your opportunity to transform your health now.
Go to the website below or scan the QR code to learn more.
Possible side effects may include increased joy, energy, potential reduction in prescriptions, more fulfilling relationships, fewer doctor visits, and overall improved quality of health and life.
In every thread, in every stitch, Honor-Bound USA weaves the fabric of the American spirit. It's not just apparel, it's a testament to God, family, and country. At Honor-Bound USA, we're a family of patriots who put our faith, family, and America first. When you visit our website, you'll find a line of products that embody our commitment to pray, stand, speak, and act. As the official site for the Untamed podcast, all of our products proclaim speaking the truth with courage. We also have the powerful documentary from Professor David Clements, Let My People Go. Identify yourself as one of the few who are willing to stand for what they believe in. Join the Honor-Bound USA family today. Wear it as a badge of honor, commitment to the values that shape us, and a pledge to the bright future we will build together. Because when you're honor-bound, you're not just wearing a brand, you're embodying a lifestyle.
Roots on Fire. Emio Life is the sponsor of this segment. This is my guest segment. I've got Brigitte Gabriel standing by, and for those of you who watch the show or listen to the show, you know that she is the highest energy guest I've ever had. The only one that matches my energy. It's a very exciting segment whenever she's on. I'm always thrilled to have Brigitte come on, and we hit each other with excitement and energy and passion. So we're waiting for it. But Emio Life is the one who signs the front of the checks that pays for the guest segment. You all know how much I value my health and how much I support hard-working, patriotic companies fighting to help Americans each and every day make America healthy again. One of my favorite companies is Emio Life. I use their alkaline-structured silver solution 3 or 4 times a day to boost my immune system. I use their natural silver mouthwash to keep my breath fresh. I use the silver gel on my face each night to keep my face wrinkle-free. I suck on their silver lozenges all throughout my show to keep my voice alive. And you'll notice for the last, 6 months, my voice has been fantastic. Much better than it used to be. I've really, really thought about it. I've had to really think, oh my gosh, every break, make sure you drop a lozenge in your mouth. So it's really effective stuff, and I never get sick. And I credit Emio Life with helping with that as well. Visit AmioLife.com. Not only never sick, I've never missed a minute of radio or TV because I was sick in 10 years. Visit AmioLife.com, AmioLife.com. Use the promo code ROOT30, my last name, ROOT 30, to save 30%. ROOT30, 30% off on their entire product line if you're a fan of Wayne Allen Root at AmioLife.com. All right, without further ado, Brigitte Gabriel is with us, National Security Analyst, Chairman of ActForAmerica.org. Brigitte, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Hello, my friend. I'm delighted to be back with you.
All right, good to have you on as well. I keep telling everybody I love your energy. We always have a great spirited segment. Look, the judges are starting to really bother me. My gosh, first it was one judge and then a second judge. Then we all festered on Judge Boasberg. We've had problems with Judge Chutkin. I can't even name all the names. There's now 100 judges. Every time I turn around, there's a new judge stopping Trump dead in his tracks from doing what needs to be done to make America great again. And none of them have a right to do it, in my opinion. He's making executive actions with his executive authority. Judicial branch has no right to be involved with issues such as election integrity or issues like who gets deported and who doesn't based on national security. We didn't elect these judges. They're unelected. They're district judges. They've got nothing to do with national security of the United States of America. What are we going to do, Brigitte? This is the insurrection. This is the coup. This is the resistance. This is how they're trying to overthrow Trump's second term.
This is the domestic enemy within our own country trying to sabotage America's safety and security and going against the millions of people who elected President Trump to do exactly what he is doing, deporting the criminals, getting them out of our country, fixing our streets, so standing with our police, making America wealthier, safer, bigger than ever, more prosperous than ever, standing up for the average person so they can prosper, so we can and grow the middle class. The judges are the enemy of the state. And this is exactly why we look at Congress to say, okay, enough is enough. And I want to let everybody know that there's a bill introduced in Congress right now. ISA has introduced a bill, as well as Senator Josh Hawley. For more information about these bills to bring in rogue judges, go to actforamerica.org. Click on Act Now. You will see a picture of Senator Hawley and also the bill. This is exactly why we need to turn up the heat on our elected officials in Congress, our lawmakers, the people that make the laws, to say enough is enough. We're not going to allow activist judges to subvert the will of the millions of people, American people, who voted for President Trump to do the right thing. Go to actforamerica.org. Make sure you make your phone calls to members of Congress. We want the ISA bill and Josh Hawley bill to go through to rein in those judges.
So I wrote a column just yesterday. Oh, I've lost sound with Brigitte. Are you there, Brigitte?
Yes, I am.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So, you know what it is? I have like a 20-second delay, and I'm watching you talking while you're not talking. You just ended your comment, so I thought you were supposed to be talking. There was no sound. It's just a delay. So it's kind of confusing when you look at the TV monitor on the side. It's 30 seconds behind, and you're talking to me in my ear. Sorry about that. So here's the deal. I wrote a commentary yesterday, just published yesterday, and I said, why are Democrats so obsessed and so desperate over these scumbags, over criminals with MS-13 on their knuckles who are clearly human traffickers and sex traffickers and drug traffickers? Why would they be willing to fly to El Salvador to help them when these same politicians do nothing for the average American person, nothing for senior citizens, nothing for veterans? And yet it's just so important for them. And I wrote that I think it's clear they're making money off the open border. They're on the payroll of China, who makes the fentanyl, and of the Mexican drug cartel, who traffics the fentanyl over the border. I think they're all on the payroll, and they're getting rich off of our foreign enemies. And that's why they're so desperate to protect illegal aliens. Do you have any thoughts on what I'm saying?
Look, they are so desperate. They're trying everything right now. And let them try. This is fantastic. You can just see the commercials that President Trump is going to do for the midterm election. We want them to go so crazy. They are so desperate and so lost, Wayne. They have lost their way. The Democratic Party is in shambles right now. They're thinking, where did we go wrong? How do we fix it? Actually, they're not even asking, how did we go wrong? They're just asking, how do we fix it, without actually analyzing, why did you lose? Have you ever stopped to think what the American public want? So right now, they decided, if we go so crazy, even crazier than we were before the election, maybe we're going to be able to recruit more Democrats. So they decided, we're going to stand with the criminals against the American people. We're gonna love and shower the criminals with love while neglecting the victims, the American victims who died because of the criminal activity of these crazy people. Let them do it. So now they're running to El Salvador. They are running to go visit the Muslim guys who are going to be deported in the middle of the country, in New Orleans, I think, sorry, I've given so many interviews today, my mind is going blank. But they are running basically to stand with criminals or terrorist sympathizers instead of standing with America. Good, let them do it. We want them to be as crazy as possible so we can guarantee another sweeping victory in the midterm election.
But don't you find it just weird? Who would fight this hard for these strange, vicious, vile people? Don't you find that strange?
Look, the Democrats are strange by design, otherwise they wouldn't be Democrat. They're emotional basket case. And so their world is so different than yours and mine and our listeners, Wayne. Their world is turned upside down. They feel more sympathy, and of course they're using democracy. We are standing for democracy. We do not want these people deported. We do not want these people sitting in prison. We want to bring them back to the United States. This is how misguided they are, and they are going by emotion, pure emotion. And they think if they can emotionalize the criminality of these thugs, they can win more American votes. And they are so wrong on this issue. They're going against the 80%.
All right, what do you think? Here's an issue that I know there are even a few conservatives that are very scared about Trump's tariff policy. Now, I'm a big fan of it. I believe we absolutely needed tariffs or we were going to be serfs in 10 or 20 years to China. He's the only guy with the balls and the vision to do this, and he knew it would be painful, and he did it anyway, and he knew it could hurt our midterm prospects, and he did it anyway. And I think it'll probably not blow up in his face. I think he'll probably win, and we'll do well in the midterms. At least I hope and pray that. But nonetheless, it's very scary. Trump is, in my opinion, gambling the entire midterms on this idea of tariffs. And people have lost a lot of money in their retirement accounts and in their stock accounts. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people are mad. What are your thoughts on tariffs, Brigitte?
Look, I am all for the tariffs. I trust in President Trump. I trust his vision. I trust his policies. I trust his business knowledge and his years of experience negotiating with people. I would trust him much more than I would trust the majority of members of Congress put together who never created a business, who never had to balance a book, who never had to meet deadlines, and who never had to resurrect themselves from bankruptcy or whatever it is with business. President Trump has surrounded himself, not only he is a billionaire and a negotiator, but he has surrounded himself with a team of billionaires, people who built industry, people who built businesses. They know what they are doing when it comes to talking to other countries about tariffs. And look, I'm not worried about the United States. We need to go through this process in order to get to where we need to go. I know everybody is scared. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Remember, the dollar is the strongest currency in the world. If Turkey is buying something from China, Turkey and China are negotiating the deal in dollars, not in the yen, not in the dinar, not in the real, not in any other currency but the dollar. We are still the dominant economy in the world, and we still have the dominant currency. Plus, we need to remember, you know, in America, we have become such a society of instant gratification. We want to lose weight. We don't want to go on a diet for a year and exercise at the gym 1 hour a day.
Want to take a pill.
We want Ozempic. Give me Ozempic. I want to lose 100 pounds in 1 month. So we have to go through the pain in order for us to get to where we want to be. And President Trump will get us to where we want to be. We just have to get over the pain.
Hey, look, I agree with you, and I'm 110% behind him. I've written columns. I'm just worried about the midterms. We got to get over the pain far in advance of the midterms, or we could wind up gambling away the entire last half of Trump's presidency. Stay there, Brigitte. I want to grab you for another segment. We'll be right back. Wayne Allen Root Reaction. See you in a sec.
What would you say if we told you you could reverse most any ailment or symptom
without painful exercises in just 88 days? We have created the only patent-pending intercellular hydration protocol.
Don't miss your opportunity to feel better. We know there's a lot of false hope out there, and many people have bought programs that work for a moment, but life's a lot longer than a moment.
We have been helping people gain intercellular hydration for nearly 3 decades.
You will lose fat, not weight, fast, including that killer visceral fat. Chronic dehydration is one of the root causes of many ailments and symptoms. Ask your doctor about Energized Health. Don't miss your opportunity to transform your health now.
Go to the website below or scan the QR code to learn more.
Possible side effects may include increased joy, energy, potential reduction in prescriptions, more fulfilling relationships, fewer doctor visits, and overall improved quality of health and life.
Hi, this is Wayne Allen Root. If you're sick and tired of supporting woke companies, I have great news for you. You don't have to anymore. You can shop where my family shops at GreatPatriotStore.com. My team researched thousands of companies for my best-selling book, The Great Patriot Boycott Book, and one stood out above all, GreatPatriotStore.com. This is the answer to inflation. Hundreds of household products that you're already buying. Much higher quality, no toxic chemicals, delivered right to your door at incredible prices. 20,000 American families are joining every month, and you should too. And now they've got the beef, pasture raised with no hormones, antibiotics, or mRNA ever, exclusively available only to their members. Like Costco or Sam's Club, you need to become a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. Fill out the form and they'll contact you right away. And boom, you're a member. For a limited time, the annual membership is $1. go to GreatPatriotStore.com. That's GreatPatriotStore.com.
In every thread, in every stitch, Honor-Bound USA weaves the fabric of the American spirit. It's not just apparel, it's a testament to God, family, and country. At Honor-Bound USA, we're a family of patriots who put our faith, family, and America first. When you visit our website, you'll find a line of products that embody our commitment to pray, stand, speak, and act. As the official site for the Untamed podcast, all of our products proclaim speaking the truth with courage. We also have the powerful documentary from Professor David Clements, Let My People Go. Identify yourself as one of the few who are willing to stand for what they believe in. Join the Honor-Bound USA family today. Wear it as a badge of honor, commitment to the values that shape us, and a pledge to the bright future we will build together. Because when you're honor-bound, you're not just wearing a brand, you're embodying a lifestyle.
Hi, I'm Wayne Alaroot for Vertical Research Advisory, VRA. Kip Herridge's one-of-a-kind global investment and economic newsletter. Listen up! Trump is in charge. The glory days are here.
Growth rates are only going to grow from here.
This is your 4-year window to make a fortune and set up your retirement for the rest of your life. Kip wins whether the markets are up or down, whether the economy is up or down.
We set our folks up for long-term success.
For 21 years, Kip's been a friend, as well as my personal financial advisor. During that time, he's beaten the markets 86% of the time, while the average Wall Street money manager loses the market 90% of the time. Now Kip is predicting a new golden age for the economy. Let Kip prove it to you for free. Kip's offering his daily VRA investment letter completely free for 2 weeks. Free for 2 weeks. Try it for 2 weeks. I know you'll stay for life. Join now at VRAinsider.com.
Hi, I'm Joe, Supreme Leader of DCF Guns. What is DCF Guns, you ask? We're the best damn gun store and range in the universe. Do we have guns? We have all the guns. We got small guns. We got big guns. We even have beastly guns. We offer all types of training, and we have 5 ranges across our 3 locations. I'm a good shot. And of course, we have all types of ammo. We even have flamethrowers. Woo! We offer incredible membership opportunities, and members save even more on guns, ammo, and accessories. Military, both active and retired, and first responders get up to 40% off memberships. Come join the DCF family today, where we keep the range hot and the deals hotter. It's hot.
Roots on Fire. Energized Health is the sponsor of this segment, which is, again, has been turned into part 2 of my guest segment with Brigitte Gabriel. Usually it's a one guest segment, but Brigitte's good enough, I think, that we could have her for 100 out of 100 segments. She's fantastic. Energized Health is the sponsor. I joined the Energized Health program in November of 2020. That was 4.5 years ago. It changed my life and my career. I lost 25 pounds of fat, gained 10 pounds of muscle in only 88 days to start the program. 4.5 years ago, I haven't gained back any fat, haven't lost any of those 10 pounds of muscle. My life has never been the same. The fat just drained out of my body and out of my face, and the result was it reversed aged me, and I look far younger today, if you guys have those photos up on the screen, far younger today than I did 14 years ago. How many people do you know that at the age of just about to be 64 look better than when they were 50? Well, that's because of Energized Health, and they can do the same thing for you. I've lived it. You can live the Wayne Root journey. Just go to EnergizedHealth.com and type in WAR or say WAR when you speak to them, and you get the same program as me with 40% off. That's the beautiful thing. 40% off for typing in WAR or saying WAR. I'm a fan of Wayne Alaroot. EnergizedHealth.com. Back with Brigitte Gabriel, part 2 of our interview, national security analyst, chairman of ActForAmerica.org. Brigitte, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thanks for staying for another segment. So I wanted to get to a couple things we hadn't gotten to yet, but let me flesh out the tariff question again. So you and I are in 110% agreement. We're on Trump's side. Tariffs are good. I hope, by the way, they lead to a great reduction in taxes or no income taxes and no IRS at all. Now, that would be beautiful, and I wish President Trump would say that. Make the connection between if enough money comes in from tariffs, I can get rid of income taxes and everyone will be behind you. And I said that to him in several columns, and I sent them to him, but he's never made that connection. He's never said that, and I think that would change everything. I'm just scared he's got to get wins fast before the stock market starts to crater and the supply chain gets bad and people have nothing on the shelves. He's got to get wins and pile them up fast, and I think he will. I hope he will. I pray he will. But you do understand, time is of the essence with this deal.
Yes, time is of the essence, but I also want to clarify two things. One, I want people to understand that we are now working with the administration and with Congress to codify and pass bills that will turn into law all the executive orders that he signed, because we only have 16 months to be able to pass as many bills and codify them before the midterm election, because we're not guaranteed we're going to win the midterm election. So for those who are watching, this is the time to be engaged. This is the time to make sure you understand what's happening in Congress. This is the time to make your voice heard. This is the time to get involved with your local Republican Party or whatever party, a conservative party or People, America First clubs, because we need to stand with the president to make sure we put into law all these executive orders that he has signed. Now, number two, the reason why we are concerned about the midterm election is not the tariff, Wayne. I know you are concerned that, oh my gosh, if the economy doesn't correct itself, if the stock market keeps losing money, we may lose the midterm. If we're going to lose the midterm, it's going to be because of the apathy of our own side, who's not going to show up in force to vote because President Trump is not going to be on the ballot. And we already have seen that with the elections, the special elections in Pennsylvania, and the two elections in Wisconsin, because President Trump's name was not on the ballot, we lost all three of them because of the apathy on our side, people not coming out in force to vote. So in the midterm, if you want to see a red wave, you want to be as engaged as you were the day you went and voted for President Trump. That's the only way we're going to be able to guarantee victory in the midterm election. If we lose, it's not of his policies, it's going to be because of the apathy on our side and people not showing up and voting.
And I put a little asterisk on that, Brigitte. Listen, they cheat in every election. Mail-in ballots is just pure cheating and pure fraud, and there's fake names and homeless people voting in multiple states and illegal aliens voting. But when Trump's on the ballot, as he proved in 2024, he's such a huge personality, his charisma can make it too big to rig. They can't find enough fake ballots to overcome the love people have for Trump. When he's not on the ballot in a midterm, less people come out and they could rig an election. So I just wanted to make sure I threw in there that I believe in Wisconsin, they stole it just like they've been stealing elections all over the United States. And it's just a sad reality that if Trump isn't on the ballot, we can't get enough people to come out to make it too big to rig. I assume you agree that there's lots of shenanigans going on.
Oh, I agree with you. And with President Trump, he earned the trust of the American people. They would lay their life on the line for him because he laid his life on the line for the American people. They trust him, but they do not trust the politicians who are running because they do not know them as well as they know President Trump. So some people may not come out and vote. And of course, that's where the Democrats, if we do not show up in force to make sure we overcome any rigging that they're going to do, because we know they're going to cheat, we're going to lose. And that's why I say we need to be as passionate as engaged and go out and vote and be involved and volunteer and understand the campaigns and who is running to make sure we swamp them on election day, that we leave no hole for them to exploit in order for them to steal the election and to cheat.
Brigitte, we're on the way out. ActForAmerica.org is Brigitte's organization. ActForAmerica.org. We'll be right back. Hour number 2. All right, a special treat for you. I want to introduce you to a real hero of the American energy industry, a legend, Mark Bruner, founder and CEO of Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. In the United States, Lost Soldier is the last major BCGA, basin-centered gas accumulation. This is code for a monster field where gas or oil is in a basin, which makes the drilling and production much easier. Mark, you're a legend in the oil industry, in the gas industry. Tell us about your track record.
Well, I'm a second-generation oil and gas guy. My father, in the early 1950s, started a company called Techstar. It later became Texas Oil and Gas. When it sold out to U.S. Steel, it was the largest independent in the world. Delhi Pipelines was the largest gas distribution system in the United States. And when it sold out to U.S. Steel, I worked with him for 4 years. I've been in the oil and gas business ever since. You would probably know me better as the chairman of Ultra Petroleum, and Ultra had a pretty good track record, which you're very familiar with, I think.
Well, I think a $10,000 investor in Ultra turned it into $13 million. Is that correct? In the 9-year run of your publicly traded company?
Yeah, at the high, that's true.
$10,000 turned into $13 million. That means $100,000 turned into $130 million. That's an incredible track record. Now tell me why this deal, Lost Soldier, this project is so special. I hear about projects and deals all the time. What makes this one special, Mark?
What's special about this is all the other basins in the United States have been drilled. We've known for 50 years what they are. This one could not be drilled because there was a uranium mine out here. Until it was reclamated 3 years ago, no one could drill it. This is surrounded by large oil and gas fields with billions of dollars of infrastructure that at this point is 85% empty. So we made this discovery. We are the only operator in this field. And right now we can see that we've got enough room for 500 horizontal wells out here with what we've drilled so far. Very exciting. It's the new basin in the United States. And as far as I'm concerned, this is an order of magnitude bigger than Ultra Petroleum, the one that I did.
40,000 acres. It took you 40 years to put it together. Amazing. You want to contact Mark Bruner and Lost Soldier to learn more about this tremendous opportunity. Just email me, WayneRoot@gmail.com, and I'll put you in touch with Mark. Thanks, Mark, for being with us today. God bless.
Thank you, Wayne. Good to see you again.
Hi, I'm Joe, Supreme Leader of DCF Guns. What is DCF Guns, you ask? We're the best damn gun store and range in the universe. Do we have guns? We have all the guns. We got small guns. We got big guns. We even have beastly guns. We offer all types of training, and we have 5 ranges across our 3 locations. I'm a good shot. And of course, we have all types of ammo. We even have flamethrowers. Woo! We offer incredible membership opportunities, and members save even more on guns, ammo, and accessories. Military, both active and retired, and first responders get up to 40% off memberships. Come join the DCF family today, where we keep the range hot and the deals hotter. It's hot.
$10 billion are stolen every year from Americans by online scammers. Every day, millions of people fall victim to online threats. Over 30 million spam calls are made per day in America, with over 50% of daily emails being considered spam. And that's not all. On average, over 40% of devices are vulnerable to hackers, and each person in America has 10 passwords stolen per year. Can you imagine having unrecoverable credit card debt? Your savings drained to zero, your home foreclosed on, your identity stolen and ruined, your entire life, poof, gone. Introducing Safe and Secure. With the advanced programs, you'll be able to stay in control and keep hackers out. Don't let the cyber criminals win. Safe and Secure. Shield against hackers and embrace peace of mind. Visit PadoxaSNS.com for more information and to learn how to keep yourself protected.
In every thread, in every stitch, Honor-Bound USA weaves the fabric of the American spirit. It's not just apparel, it's a testament to God, family, and country. At Otterbound USA, we're a family of patriots who put our faith, family, and America first. When you visit our website, you'll find a line of products that embody our commitment to pray, stand, speak, and act. As the official site for the Untamed podcast, all of our products proclaim speaking the truth with courage. We also have the powerful documentary from Professor David Clements, Let My People Go. Identify yourself as one of the few who are willing to stand for what they believe in. Join the Honorbound USA family today. Wear it as a badge of honor, commitment to the values that shape us, and a pledge to the bright future we will build together. Because when you're honor-bound, you're not just wearing a brand, you're embodying a lifestyle.
Hi, this is Wayne Allen. If you're sick and tired of supporting woke companies, I have great news for you. You don't have to anymore. You can shop where my family shops at GreatPatriotStore.com. My team researched thousands of companies for my best-selling book, The Great Patriot Boycott Book, and one stood out above all, GreatPatriotStore.com. This is the answer to inflation. Hundreds of household products that you're already buying. Much higher quality, no toxic chemicals, delivered right to your door at incredible prices. 20,000 American families are joining every month, and you should too. And now they've got the beef, pasture raised with no hormones, antibiotics, or mRNA ever, exclusively available only to their members. Like Costco or Sam's Club, you need to become a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com, fill out the form, and they'll contact you right away. And boom, you're a member. For a limited time, the annual membership is $1. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. That's GreatPatriotStore.com.
What time is it? It's time for War! Here's your host, 100% raw truth, 100% American made, the warrior, Wayne Allen Root.
The Root's on fire. I'm looking at this breaking story right now. Pete Hegseth, Chief of Staff, Joe Casper out at the Pentagon. And I believe it's the fifth major Pentagon aide to Pete Hegseth, who's out now. And I want you to hear what I tweeted out during the break. I said, why is this happening? This is the deep state DC swamp plan to create chaos, crisis, and confusion so they can stall the Trump agenda to make America great again. And that's what I think is going on. You know, I mean, first part one of the plan, the number one by far, is the judges, the resistance judges. Stop Trump every step of the way, whether you have a right to or not. Be a judge unelected in a small town that has nothing to do with national security of the United States, and try to stop Trump's agenda and gum up the process and make it go to the next level and appeal to the next level and the next level. And then the Supreme Court. Maybe you'll even get lucky and win at the Supreme Court because they're a bunch of frauds too. But even if you don't win, you've stalled his agenda for months. And it may seem like not much to you. It may seem to all of you that, you know, hey, what's the big deal? The Supreme Court says you can deport them, but you got to give each one a hearing and you got to give them 30 days. It would take 100 to 200 years to get everyone out of the country this way. At this rate, no one's ever going to leave the country. So you see, it's working. The Democrats are working. The communists are working. Gunk up the process, make it impossible for Trump to actually achieve anything. And then second of all, make sure that you have a bunch of deep state people who are leaking everything that Pete Hegseth and everybody else does. It's not Pete Hegseth, it's everyone. I'm sure they're doing it to Pam Bondi and to Tulsi Gabbard and to Kristi Noem. I'm sure it's going on everywhere, leaking and backstabbing, and if you have to fire them, suddenly you look bad. You know, and I'm not here to defend Pete Hegseth because I'm not there. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's not a great choice. I don't know. I know he's a great American. I know he's a great patriot. I don't know if he's the right choice to lead the Department of Defense. Maybe he's not a good leader. But see how it just made me doubt? Maybe he's not a good leader. Maybe he's the greatest leader of all time. And that's why it's so important that they make sure you doubt him. Even Wayne Root might doubt him because so many people have left and so many people are forced out and so many people are leaking and backstabbing. Is that his fault? No, that's their fault. So this is what they do. They sow discontent. They sow crisis and chaos and confusion. And that's why all this is going on. Now, again, let me repeat. We'll see what happens long term with Pete Hegseth. Maybe there's a problem. I don't know. Or maybe he's just so good they got to get rid of him. I don't know the man personally, so I can't report on that. But my guess is it has nothing to do with him, and it has to do with the deep state and the D.C. swamp. I was talking earlier about getting rid of the COVID vaccine requirement on the childhood vaccine schedule, and I just wanted to mention another quick COVID-19 vaccine story. The Prime Minister of Slovakia, in other words, the Slovak Prime Minister, Robert Fico. We don't hear these words too often in America. Slovakia, Slovak. The Prime Minister of Slovakia is Robert Fico, and he halts the COVID-19 vaccine purchase pending a probe into undeclared ingredients. Now, it's kind of funny because you might laugh and say, Slovakia? Who cares what Slovakia does or is or did? Who cares what the Prime Minister of Slovakia does? The Slovak PM. We don't talk about that much. You know, Americans are pretty arrogant. We think we're better than everybody else in the world. Does it ever occur to you that the Slovak Prime Minister is smarter than all the people in the health department of the United States running our country? He's not bought off by Big Pharma. He's not bought off like the CDC and the FDA and the AMA and the WHO and the NIH, National Institutes of Health. Slovakia's anti-globalist Prime Minister Robert Fico, I assume it's pronounced F-I-C-O, Fico, has announced a temporary halt to all government purchases of the COVID-19 vaccines, raising alarm over newly uncovered findings suggesting undeclared DNA and other foreign substances in mRNA vaccine doses have been administered in his country. I have the same fears in America. I would suspend the entire vaccine program in the United States. And I've been on this jag since 2021, since the moment the vaccines came out. I've told you that something smelled rotten in Denmark. You're all crash test dummies. Don't take that vaccine. You don't know if it works. It was never properly tested. It was never properly proven. There were no control groups. This is a disaster in the making, I said 4 years ago, and I was right. Fico's decision, I still don't know how you pronounce his name, follows an official report by Dr. Peter Kotlar, the government's pandemic policy reviewer, who concluded that certain vaccine samples contain alarmingly high levels of residual DNA compounds that manufacturers like Pfizer and Moderna failed to disclose in their official documentation. And you know what's funny? So here we've got a country no one in America recognizes, cares about, Slovakia. I don't even know where Slovakia is. It must be near Russia. It's one of those former Russian territories or states. But I know nothing about Slovakia. I can tell you that they are more honest and smarter than any of the people in American healthcare. I could tell you they've stumbled upon what I have said and argued and guessed all along, predicted and guessed. Again, it's an opinion show. It's just my opinion. This is the secret sauce for how they've killed millions of people with the vaccine. The batches of vaccines, some have much higher levels of mRNA and some have much lower levels of mRNA and spike proteins. And so if you are unlucky enough to get the one that has high levels of mRNA, you drop dead 5 minutes after they give you the vaccine. If it's slightly less than that, you drop dead a year from now. Slightly less than that, you drop dead 3 years from now. Some people were lucky enough to get a batch that has very little mRNA/spike proteins in it, and they're still alive 5 years later. They go, wait, I don't know what you're talking about. I got the vaccine and I'm fine. Well, first of all, you're fine at the moment. I don't know if you're going to be fine in a year or 3 years or 5 years. But second of all, you may be fine because you basically got saline. They were just completely different doses in each batch of the vaccine. And the only people who know how much the dose is in each batch is Big Pharma, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. They're the only ones who know how much they put in each batch because the batches are all numbered. And they haven't let this information out. This is life or death information. They don't want you to know that all the batches that had high doses of spike proteins and mRNA, the people are dead in huge numbers. And the ones that had very low doses, the people are alive. So, I don't know whether that was purposeful, because that's if the purpose for this from day one was population control and killing off a lot of the population, if it was, I've never said it was, it's just a possibility, then that would be the way you do it. You don't want everyone to die at once. If everyone dies at once, they immediately know it's the vaccine. But if they die slowly over 3 years and 5 years and 10 years, no one ever is able to prove it's the vaccine. If it was purposefully done, I personally don't think it was purposefully done. I don't think it was for depopulation. I think they just rushed it because they all thought they'd make billions and billions and billions of dollars. And I'm talking each individual executive making billions at Pfizer and Moderna and Johnson & Johnson and AstraZeneca. They all made billions. The companies didn't make billions. The companies made hundreds of billions, collectively trillions. There was so much money on the line. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for all of them to make all the money in the world for their whole lifetime. So they just rushed it. They didn't care whether there were control groups. They didn't care if it was tested. And then when the trials showed, and they did a very quick trial, it should have been a 10-year trial. They did like a 2-month trial. In the 2-month trial, lots of people died. And they covered it up. They were scared to death anyone might find out. They actually went to the FDA and begged them to make sure that the trial results would be sealed for 75 years. 75 years, right? I'm going to be 64 years old. So you wouldn't find out the results until I'm 140. Gee, that was a coincidence, wasn't it? That wasn't on purpose that everyone would be dead by the time you found out the vaccine was poison and it was killing people in the trials. So Slovakia just gave us the answer to why this COVID vaccine is so bad. It all depends on whether you got the high-dose batch or the low-dose batch. Hard to believe a guy who calls himself the Slovak prime minister is smarter than all the people running America at the FDA and the CDC and the AMA and the WHO and the NIH. All these 3-letter medical organizations are just liars and frauds, or just stupid, delusional, dumb. They just never guessed that this is poison. It's killing people. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. So let's give credit. As much as you want to make fun of a nation called Slovakia, even I'm like, what the hell is Slovakia? Have you ever met a Slovakian person? I never have in my whole life. It used to be Czechoslovakia, and this is part of it. It broke into several states. This is part of Czechoslovakia. Petar is from Serbia, so he knows that area of the world. And he's saying it used to be a part of Czechoslovakia. All right, Slovakia. My point is, I'm not attacking him. I'm complimenting him. You guys are actually smarter and more honest than any of the people running the medical establishment in the United States of America. Thank you for giving us the answer. It's the batches, the dose of the mRNA spike proteins in the batches. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
What would you say if we told you you could reverse most any ailment or symptom
without painful exercises in just 88 days? We have created the only patent-pending intercellular hydration protocol.
Don't miss your opportunity to feel better. We know there's a lot of false hope out there, and many people have bought programs that work for a moment, but life's a lot longer than a moment.
We have been helping people gain intercellular hydration for nearly 3 decades.
You will lose fat, not weight, fat. Fast, including that killer visceral fat. Chronic dehydration is one of the root causes of many ailments and symptoms. Ask your doctor about Energized Health. Don't miss your opportunity to transform your health now.
Go to the website below or scan the QR code to learn more.
Possible side effects may include increased joy, energy, potential reduction in prescriptions, more fulfilling relationships, fewer doctor visits, and overall improved quality of health and life.
Hi, this is Wayne Alaroot. If you're sick and tired of supporting woke companies, I have great news for you. You don't have to anymore. You can shop where my family shops at GreatPatriotStore.com. My team researched thousands of companies for my best-selling book, The Great Patriot Boycott Book, and one stood out above all, GreatPatriotStore.com. This is the answer to inflation. Hundreds of household products that you're already buying. Much higher quality, no toxic chemicals, delivered right to your door at incredible prices. 20,000 American families are joining every month, and you should too. And now they've got the beef, pasture raised with no hormones, antibiotics, or mRNA ever, exclusively available only to their members. Like Costco or Sam's Club, you need to become a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. Fill out the form and they'll contact you right away. And boom, you're a member. For a limited time, the annual membership is $1. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. That's GreatPatriotStore.com.
In every thread, in every stitch, Honor-Bound USA weaves the fabric of the American spirit. It's not just apparel, it's a testament to God, family, and country. At Honor-Bound USA, we're a family of patriots who put our faith, family, and America first. When you visit our website, you'll find a line of products that embody our commitment to pray, stand, speak, and act. As the official site for the Untamed podcast, all of our products proclaim speaking the truth with courage. We also have the powerful documentary from Professor David Clements, Let My People Go. Identify yourself as one of the few who are willing to stand for what they believe in. Join the Honor-Bound USA family today. Wear it as a badge of honor, commitment to the values that shape us, and a pledge to the bright future we will build together. Because when you're honor-bound, you're not just wearing a brand, you're embodying a lifestyle.
Hi, I'm Wayne Alaroot from Vertical Research Advisory, VRA. Kip Herridge's one-of-a-kind global investment and economic newsletter. Listen up! Trump is in charge. The glory days are here.
Growth rates are only going to grow from here.
This is your 4-year window to make a fortune and set up your retirement for the rest of your life. Kip wins whether the markets are up or down, whether the economy is up or down.
We set our folks up for long-term success.
For 21 years, Kip's been a friend, as well as my personal financial advisor. During that time, he's beaten the markets 86% of the time, while the average Wall Street money manager loses the market 90% of the time. Now Kip is predicting a new golden age for the economy. Let Kip prove it to you for free. Kip's offering his daily VRA investment letter completely free for 2 weeks. Free for 2 weeks. Try it for 2 weeks. I know you'll stay for life. Join now at VRAinsider.com.
Hi, I'm Joe, Supreme Leader of DCF Guns. What is DCF Guns, you ask? We're the best damn gun store and range in the universe. Do we have guns? We have all the guns. We got small guns. We got big guns. We even have beastly guns. We offer all types of training, and we have 5 ranges across our 3 locations. I'm a good shot. And of course, we have all types of ammo. We even have flamethrowers. Woo! We offer incredible membership opportunities, and members save even more on guns, ammo, and accessories. Military, both active and retired, and first responders get up to 40% off memberships. Come join the DCF family today, where we keep the range hot and the deals hotter. It's hot.
All right, so I promised you I'd mention this Eric Trump story because it's really an interesting story. It's not like it's coming from just anyone. It's coming from Eric Trump, the son of the President of the United States, the son of 45/47th President of the United States. Eric Trump, the son of President Trump, showcased new Trump merchandise today. Photos on social media of Eric wearing a cap and shirts that say Trump 2028. signaling that a third presidential run in 2028 is already in the works. President Trump has hinted numerous times that he is weighing his options for a 2028 presidential run. He's even quipped that he'd love to face Barack Obama in 2028 during a recent executive order signing in the Oval Office. In another incidents, President Trump told reporters that several methods could be used to make him a president for a third term. I'm not joking, he added. So Trump could very well be with us for a long time to come. I don't know why, if he wants to run a third time, what would stop him from running a fourth time, so, except that he's going to be 90 years old eventually. But nonetheless, look, he looks great for 78, going on 79. So I'm sure he'll look pretty good for 92. But we may get President Trump in 2028. I don't think it's a joke anymore. Why would his son be showcasing Trump 2028 unless there's only two answers? They're thinking seriously about it, or slash, it is going to happen, they're going to do it. Or answer number two, they're just looking to troll liberals and drive liberals crazy and make their heads explode. But I think it's very possible he's exploring it. If not definite to do it, he's certainly exploring it and thinking about it. President Trump, here's another story. President Trump surveys the White House lawn to install 100-foot flag poles with giant American flags. And he said it's going to be two beautiful flags. They need to be flag poles for 200 years. Surprisingly, there is not an American flag on either side of the White House, but that's now about to change. And he says he will even pay for it himself. Pay for it himself to put them up. And the reason I understand this, and it makes sense to me, is because I've been to Mar-a-Lago so many times, President Trump's home. And he put one of the world's biggest flagpoles and flags at the front of Mar-a-Lago. And Palm Beach City Council lost their minds and went crazy. And they sued him and they demanded he stop it. And so, no, that's fine, Pitar. No, it's fine. It's right where it is. It's fine. They demanded he take the flag down. And he got in a lawsuit over it. And eventually, guess who won? Trump, as he almost always does. He wins. And he won the lawsuit, and I think he gave the town a whole bunch of money, and they let him keep the flag forevermore. If I remember correctly, that was the resolution, was that he got to keep the flag, but he gave the town like a $50,000 donation to the town's favorite charity. Something like that. Maybe to the police. Something like that. And Trump got to keep the flag. And all these years, 25 years later, there's this gigantic flagpole and this gigantic American flag right smack at the front of Mar-a-Lago that you could see from the big highway that goes by it. You know, the big road that goes by it. It's called Highway something. I can't remember, like Highway 32. And it goes right by Mar-a-Lago. And no one can miss the American flag. But there isn't a flag like that in front of the White House, believe it or not. So Trump is now measuring it out. He says he'll pay for it himself. If the government won't pay for it, he'll pay for it. And there's going to be two giant flags on either side of the White House, right? And of course he's doing this because what was the first story I mentioned? He might be there for another 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. He's not planning to leave in 2028. So he wants it to look like Mar-a-Lago, you know?
Maybe alien against the predator.
Alien against the predator. Tell me what you mean by that.
Well, alien, predator.
Okay. All right. So, the last thing I want to say before we go to break. Pitar says alien against the predator. We'll figure that out in the break. The last thing I want to say is the Trump trade war that everyone's criticizing, the tariffs, has resulted in a record $12 billion surge in customs revenues. $12 billion surge in customs revenues, which, that was just for a quarter. So now the surge for a year would be 12 times 4, be $48 billion extra. Again, this is how, and these tariffs just started, and very few countries have even paid. So really, it probably will be hundreds of billions per year, and over the course of 10 years, trillions. So those trillions could end income tax and end the IRS as we know it. And I wish the president would say that, because the American people would love that. Then you would tie tariffs to no more income tax, and the people would absolutely love that. Sponsor of this segment is Score Blue, because even conservatives love to score. If you're looking to get the best ED pill of all time, listen up. It's a little blue pill, much better than the original Viagra, because it only costs $5 a pill rather than the $90 they charge for the original Viagra. So for the best Viagra in the world at the lowest price in history, go to scoreblue.com. At checkout, promo code is WAR for Wayne Allen Root. You get 20% off. Best Viagra in history, scoreblue.com.
What would you say if we told you you could reverse most any ailment or symptom
without painful exercises in just 88 days? We have created the only patent-pending intercellular hydration protocol.
Don't miss your opportunity to feel better. We know there's a lot of false hope out there, and many people have bought programs that work for a moment, but life's a lot longer than a moment.
We have been helping people gain intercellular hydration for nearly 3 decades.
You will lose fat, not weight, fat. Fast, including that killer visceral fat. Chronic dehydration is one of the root causes of many ailments and symptoms. Ask your doctor about Energized Health. Don't miss your opportunity to transform your health now.
Go to the website below or scan the QR code to learn more.
Possible side effects may include increased joy, energy, potential reduction in prescriptions, more fulfilling relationships, fewer doctor visits, and overall improved quality of health and life.
Hi, this is Wayne Alaroot. If you're sick and tired of supporting woke companies, I have great news for you. You don't have to anymore. You can shop where my family shops at GreatPatriotStore.com. My team researched thousands of companies for my best-selling book, The Great Patriot Boycott Book, and one stood out above all, GreatPatriotStore.com. This is the answer to inflation. Hundreds of household products that you're already buying. Much higher quality, no toxic chemicals, delivered right to your door at incredible prices. 20,000 American families are joining every month, and you should too. And now they've got the beef, pasture raised with no hormones, antibiotics, or mRNA ever, exclusively available only to their members. Like Costco or Sam's Club, you need to become a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. Fill out the form and they'll contact you right away. And boom, you're a member. For a limited time, the annual membership is $1. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. That's GreatPatriotStore.com.
In every thread, in every stitch, Honor-Bound USA weaves the fabric of the American spirit. It's not just apparel, it's a testament to God, family, and country. At Honor-Bound USA, we're a family of patriots who put our faith, family, and America first. When you visit our website, you'll find a line of products that embody our commitment to pray, stand, speak, and act. As the official site for the Untamed podcast, all of our products proclaim speaking the truth with courage. We also have the powerful documentary from Professor David Clements, Let My People Go. Identify yourself as one of the few who are willing to stand for what they believe in. Join the Honor-Bound USA family today. Wear it as a badge of honor, commitment to the values that shape us, and a pledge to the bright future we will build together. Because when you're honor-bound, you're not just wearing a brand, you're embodying a lifestyle.
Hi, I'm Wayne Alaroot for Vertical Research Advisory, VRA. Kip Herrige's one-of-a-kind global investment and economic newsletter. Listen up. Trump is in charge. The glory days are here.
Growth rates are only going to grow from here.
This is your 4-year window to make a fortune and set up your retirement for the rest of your life. Kip wins whether the markets are up or down, whether the economy is up or down.
We set our folks up for long-term success.
For 21 years, Kip's been a friend, as well as my personal financial advisor. During that time, he's beaten the markets 86% of the time, while the average Wall Street money manager loses to the market 90% of the time. Now Kip is predicting a new golden age for the economy. Let Kip prove it to you for free. Kip's offering his daily VRA investment letter completely free for 2 weeks. Free for 2 weeks. Try it for 2 weeks. I know you'll stay for life. Join now at VRAinsider.com.
Hi, I'm Joe, Supreme Leader of DCF Guns. What is DCF Guns, you ask? We're the best damn gun store and range in the universe. Do we have guns? We have all the guns. We got small guns. We got big guns. We even have beastly guns. We offer all types of training, and we have 5 ranges across our 3 locations. I'm a good shot. And of course, we have all types of ammo. We even have flamethrowers. Woo! We offer incredible membership opportunities, and members save even more on guns, ammo, and accessories. Military, both active and retired, and first responders get up to 40% off memberships. Come join the DCF family today, where we keep the range hot and the deals hotter. It's hot.
Wait on the root. The root's on fire. RootForAmerica.com is my command central. Watch Wayne on TV, it says. Listen to Wayne on the radio. Listen to Wayne's podcast. Watch Wayne's podcast. Click on any one of those four now. We just added Watch Wayne's video podcast. That's what you're watching right now, the Root Reaction. Click on any of those four and you can watch or listen to my shows right there on my website, Root for America, or it gives you links to go watch on any device, anywhere you want. Many ways to watch my show, many different places to watch it. This show, as an example, is on Rumble. It's on UntamedNation.com. It's on YouTube. It is on my Twitter page, my X page, @RealWayneRoot, live streamed at the top. It's on my Getter page, live streamed at the top. And we're adding several more in the next week. Truth Social will be adding, and a couple of other places that run stream podcasts we're adding as well. So lots of places to watch. This is our guest segment. By the way, Patar, my director, made that joke, and I didn't understand in the break, Predator versus the Alien. I thought he meant the two American flags Trump's installing at the White House. He meant if Trump runs against Obama, it's the Predator against the Alien, and Obama is the alien. Get it? The illegal alien from Indonesia. Predator versus Alien. Trump against Obama in 2028 with Trump running for a third time, or actually a fourth time, excuse me. Third time to be president, but running for a fourth time. That would be interesting. Sponsor of this segment, we got Laura Loomer standing by. Great guest. Is Advantage Gold? Gold was $283 an ounce in January of 2000. Today it's over 3,300, and it just hit 3,500 a couple of days ago, the new all-time high. That's a 1,137% increase, and it didn't happen by accident. The world is in flux. Even if the United States is turned around by President Trump, which I fully expect, the world is screwed. Debt just through the roof. Lots of problems. So the way things are heading, I believe gold's run is not only far from over, but it could just run forever past $10,000 an ounce. So don't sit on the sidelines. Advantage Gold has a free gold IRA guide right now, and I just became a customer, a client. I just opened up a big IRA account with Advantage Gold. Text ROOT to 85545. You can do the same thing. A physical gold IRA account. Text ROOT to 85545, and they will send you their free gold IRA guide. You can do what I just did. I just opened the account officially today. I just went to the bank and transferred the money today. Text ROOT to 85545 to get their free gold IRA guide. All right, Laura Loomer is with us, an investigative journalist, host of Loomer Unleashed. She comes up with so many fantastic, news stories, investigations, sizzling stories, salacious stories. People love to hear what she has to say. Great to have her on the show. Laura, welcome back to the Wayne on the Root Show. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having me. Great to be back.
So, look, can you comment on your lawsuit versus Bill Maher? I've got a history with Bill Maher as well. And so I'm fascinated by your lawsuit against Bill Maher, who's got one of the biggest mouths in the entire liberal world and hates Trump, but just visited Trump, believe it or not, at the White House, sat down to dinner with Kid Rock and President Trump. He said some nasty things about President Trump over the years, incredibly nasty, and he said something very nasty about you and President Trump, and you've sued him, and I would guess you have a good chance of collecting. Tell everybody what's going on.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for having me on. And last year during the presidential debate, the only debate between President Trump and Kamala Harris, President Trump invited me to be his special guest to the presidential debate. I was able to fly on his private plane with him and his staff in a completely professional manner due to my investigative reporting. The president has shared many of my investigative reports. I do a lot of investigations into the judicial coup against President Trump, a lot of the lawfare. And a lot of my reporting was even utilized by President Trump's own legal team during the 2024 election when the president was being subjected to nonstop legal attacks. And so Bill Maher, in the aftermath of the media going crazy when I was caught on camera leaving President Trump's plane, disembarking the plane, heading to the debate, and then also attending the next day a 9/11 memorial service in Washington, D.C. with President Trump and his staff. It was all over the news for weeks on end. They have Loomer derangement syndrome. And Bill Maher basically, well, not even basically, he just flat out accused me of having sex with President Trump. He was saying that, it's not like Laura Loomer is a smart individual. She's not smart enough, to get on the plane or to do anything for the president. So there's only one obvious explanation, and that explanation is that she must be effing. He used the F word. She must be effing President Trump. And he accused me of having a romantic sexual affair with the president, which thus is accusing the president of committing adultery with Melania Trump. And so this was repeated all over the media as a result of Bill Maher making these disgusting allegations on his show, which is hosted by HBO. I, of course, denied the allegations, which then led to, there were media reports, People Magazine, Daily Mail, other media entities talking about what Bill Maher accused me of. And so I sued him because you can't just go around. They're trying to Monica Lewinsky me, except Monica Lewinsky actually did have a sexual affair with the president of the United States. And so I'm a young woman. I'm going to be 32 years old in a month. And you can't just go around saying things like that about anybody, let alone young women. They're trying to ruin my career, ruin my life by making me out to be some kind of brain dead bimbo, when in reality, I'm just a very loyal advocate and supporter of President Trump. I'm an investigative reporter. And so I actually traveled to Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, California, for a deposition with Bill Maher. I'm really not allowed to talk about it because it's under seal. And Bill Maher and his attorneys also just requested that the court completely seal the video deposition because I was seated across from Bill Maher for hours. Again, I'm not allowed to talk about the deposition, but obviously, that part is public, that I was in the same room as Bill Maher.
But what you can talk about, Laura, what was it like to sit across face to face with liberal Bill Maher right there staring at you after he just said you had an affair with the president? What did he think the whole thing was a joke? Did he look serious? Was he steaming mad? Was he giving you the finger?
I want to be careful because, I did sign an agreement to keep things confidential for 15 days, right? Only 15 days. And I think the 15 days are now over, right? That took place on the 4th, and now we're at April 24th. But now Bill Maher and his attorneys are trying to make it so that nobody can ever see that video deposition. And my question, and also my attorney's question, is if you have nothing to hide and you're being truthful, why don't you want people to see the videotape? Why not? Why not show the tape? And so, of course, Bill Maher and HBO are being represented by a law firm known as Davis, Wright, and Tremaine. They actually had an op-ed on their website, which they have since scrubbed since I exposed them during my deposition with Bill Maher. And I posted a tweet about how Davis Wright and Tremaine is representing Bill Maher and HBO. And in 2019, they were bragging. And up until the point of me exposing this, actually had a link on their website, Wayne, bragging about how they were the most anti-Trump law firm ever, how they represented people from the Steele dossier. They represented CNN. They represented George Stephanopoulos. Obviously, you know, they didn't win that case because George Stephanopoulos, when President Trump sued him for defamation, and this is a defamation case, by the way, because Stephanopoulos falsely accused President Trump of being a rapist. ABC News and George Stephanopoulos had to settle with President Trump for a $15 million donation to his presidential library. So I personally think that Davis Wright and Tremaine should be sanctioned. I really do. I believe that there should be consequences for law firms that go out of their way to celebrate, torturing people based off their political affiliation and harassing people based off their political affiliation, which is what Davis Wright and Tremaine did so very publicly in an effort to solicit additional far left clients for their law firm. And I think that the president should continue his sanction tour of these notorious law firms that represent leftist and anti-Trump clientele. And I would love to see Davis Wright and Tremaine sanctioned. I think that it'd be great for some of these individuals who work for Davis Wright and Tremaine to never be able to step foot in a federal building ever again. There has to be consequences for these actions.
Laura, if in L.A. and New York and Chicago and places like that, big liberal cities, you could throw a rock and you couldn't miss a law firm that hates President Trump and wants to sue President Trump or represent some big liberal like Bill Maher and would never represent Wayne Root or Laura Loomer
is notorious.
Right.
This law firm
There's
is
so
notorious.
Many of them, God.
There are
These
a lot, yes,
so
but Davis Wright and Tremaine is notorious. They actually advertise this. They're one of the more well-known, high-profile law firms in our country that represents, like I said, CNN. They had a client from the Steele dossier. They had who else? George Stephanopoulos, HBO, Bill Maher. I mean, if you go down the list of all of the Trump haters who they have represented.
No Obama? They didn't represent Obama? There has to be an Obama in there somewhere. Michelle.
I'm sure
Obama
somewhere. Probably somewhere. I'd have to look at their full client list. But now I'm just waiting to hear back. And the courts have already rejected Bill Maher and HBO's motion to dismiss my lawsuit. And so it's going to be heard here in the courts in Florida, not in California. So we shall see what happens. But look, obviously the judge thinks that this case is legitimate because the judge rejected Bill Maher's motion to dismiss my defamation case. I'm suing him for $150 million. There has to be consequences for these radical left lunatics that spew their drivel and just lie without any recourse whatsoever. And so I'm really hoping.
Of course it's legitimate. He, in my opinion, he lied. He made it up. You're not having an affair with the president. It's ridiculous. Of course it's a legitimate lawsuit, and we wish you well.
No, it's
Can you
absurd.
stay for another segment, Laura? Can you stay for one more segment?
Yes.
Okay, good. And by the way, I've got a big lawsuit I'll be announcing soon. All the FOIA requests are going out right now because I've been so badly censored by the government and social media. And I believe Stanford University and their center that was censoring anyone who's talked about the COVID vaccine like I have nonstop for 4 years trying to save people's lives. They have silenced me and censored me. We'll be right back. We'll talk more about me, my lawsuit, Laura Loomer, everything else. Right back at you.
What would you say if we told you you could reverse most any ailment or symptom
without painful exercises in just 88 days? We have created the only patent-pending intercellular hydration protocol.
Don't miss your opportunity to feel better. We know there's a lot of false hope out there, and many people have bought programs that work for a moment, but life's a lot longer than a moment.
We have been helping people gain intercellular hydration for nearly 3 decades.
You will lose fat, not weight, fat. Fast, including that killer visceral fat. Chronic dehydration is one of the root causes of many ailments and symptoms. Ask your doctor about Energized Health. Don't miss your opportunity to transform your health now.
Go to the website below or scan the QR code to learn more.
Possible side effects may include increased joy, energy, potential reduction in prescriptions, more fulfilling relationships, fewer doctor visits, and overall improved quality of health and life.
Hi, this is Wayne Alaroot. If you're sick and tired of supporting woke companies, I have great news for you. You don't have to anymore. You can shop where my family shops at GreatPatriotStore.com. My team researched thousands of companies for my best-selling book, The Great Patriot Boycott Book, and one stood out above all, GreatPatriotStore.com. This is the answer to inflation. Hundreds of household products that you're already buying. Much higher quality, no toxic chemicals, delivered right to your door at incredible prices. 20,000 American families are joining every month, and you should too. And now they've got the beef, pasture raised with no hormones, antibiotics, or mRNA ever, exclusively available only to their members. Like Costco or Sam's Club, you need to become a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com, fill out the form, and they'll contact you right away. And boom, you're a member. For a limited time, the annual membership is $1. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. That's GreatPatriotStore.com.
In every thread, in every stitch, Honor-Bound USA weaves the fabric of the American spirit. It's not just apparel, it's a testament to God, family, and country. At Honor-Bound USA, we're a family of patriots who put our faith, family, and America first. When you visit our website, you'll find a line of products that embody our commitment to pray, stand, speak, and act. As the official site for the Untamed podcast, all of our products proclaim speaking the truth with courage. We also have the powerful documentary from Professor David Clements, Let My People Go. Identify yourself as one of the few who are willing to stand for what they believe in. Join the Honor-Bound USA family today. Wear it as a badge of honor, commitment to the values that shape us, and a pledge to the bright future we will build together. Because when you're honor-bound, you're not just wearing a brand, you're embodying a lifestyle.
Hi, I'm Wayne Alaroot for Vertical Research Advisory, VRA. Kip Herridge's one-of-a-kind global investment and economic newsletter. Listen up! Trump is in charge. The glory days are here.
Growth rates are only going to grow from here.
This is your 4-year window to make a fortune and set up your retirement for the rest of your life. Kip wins whether the markets are up or down, whether the economy is up or down.
We set our folks up for long-term success.
For 21 years, Kip's been a friend, as well as my personal financial advisor. During that time, he's beaten the markets 86% of the time, while the average Wall Street money manager loses the market 90% of the time. Now Kip is predicting a new golden age for the economy. Let Kip prove it to you for free. Kip's offering his daily VRA investment letter completely free for 2 weeks. Free for 2 weeks. Try it for 2 weeks. I know you'll stay for life. Join now at VRAinsider.com.
Hi, I'm Joe, Supreme Leader of DCF Guns. What is DCF Guns, you ask? We're the best damn gun store and range in the universe. Do we have guns? We have all the guns. We got small guns. We got big guns. We even have beastly guns. We offer all types of training, and we have 5 ranges across our 3 locations. I'm a good shot. And of course, we have all types of ammo. We even have flamethrowers. Woo! We offer incredible membership opportunities, and members save even more on guns, ammo, and accessories. Military, both active and retired, and first responders get up to 40% off memberships. Come join the DCF family today, where we keep the range hot and the deals hotter. It's hot.
We got Laura Loomer back for another segment. Laura Loomer is an investigative journalist, host of her own podcast, Loomer Unleashed, and a good friend of President Trump, as I am as well. And we both are known as very big mouths. We're both Jewish Americans. We're both very conservative and MAGA. So we have a lot in common. I always love having her on the show. Laura, welcome back.
Thanks. I got to get you on Loomer Unleashed. When are you going to come on Loomer Unleashed?
Invite me and we'll figure out a time. It's as simple as that. Andrew keeps my schedule. Coordinate with Andrew. We'll find a time and I'll come on. Simple as that. Ask and you shall receive.
Hopefully next week. I'd love to get you on.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I just want to say, I love the megaphone in the background because that's you. You know, you are like one giant megaphone for the conservative movement and the MAGA movement, and that megaphone becomes you. You know, it really is you.
I appreciate that. And then we also have the Gator head here, too. Usually You know, the gator is the king of the swamp. It's the king of the swamp, and we talk about a lot of swamp monsters, and so we generally put photos of whichever swamp monster we're talking about in the mouth of the gator here. So it's a good set. And then, of course, the MAGA hat. You got to have the MAGA hat.
We got to have the MAGA hat. So, listen, I brought you back for another segment because I think it's really important. You and I talk about the biggest problem in America today, Laura, and that's the resistance judges. You know, forget January 6th. That was never a coup. It was never an attempt at insurrection to take over the United States. But this is the coup, and this is the insurrection. This is the attempt to take over the United States, and they've been planning it, and this is how they're carrying it out. This is an insurrection of judges who are the resistance, who are trying to stop and stall Trump, everything good he wants to do. At every stop and every turn, they're the obstacle in the way. And my question to you is, clearly it's a communist attempt to stop Trump and destroy his presidency again. Like last time it was impeachments and other things. This time it's the judges. How do we stop the judges? I've got a few ideas. Let me hear your ideas. What can President Trump do to stop the judges?
Well, you're absolutely correct in that we are witnessing a judicial coup in this country right now. The Democrats have no power. They lost control of the House. They lost control of the Senate. And, you know, their policies are so overwhelmingly unpopular. But look, at the end of the day, the Republicans are so lazy and so incompetent. And a lot of the times the Republicans just do the bare minimum. And you see already they're going on vacation. They're slow balling and slow walking all of the nominations for President Trump. There are still a lot of appointments who have still not received their official confirmations ahead of the Senate, and yet Congress is on a 2-week recess right now. Unbelievable. I mean, if you, I'm just going to tell your audience right now, if you want to make $180,000 a year and have unlimited vacation and never work a day in your life, run for Congress. I hear the benefits are amazing. But
you're being too nice, Laura. You're being too nice. It's $180,000 a year plus all you can steal with insider trading and government contracts for your relatives. Let's face it, that's what congressmen are there for. All you can steal. They don't live on $180,000 a year. Their wife makes $5 million as a lobbyist and with government contracts, and their son has a government contract, and they have insider trading. They make millions. I mean, I'm a smart guy. I can't go 10 for 10 with every stock pick. All these congressmen go 10 for 10. Every stock they pick goes up. You know why? Because it's insider trading.
It's insider. Well, that's the thing, is that they realize that they have to wait 2 years. And so perhaps the Democrats will be able to manufacture another impeachment hysteria, given the fact that the Trump administration has a serious vetting crisis, and they are loading up our intelligence agencies, as I just exposed during my private meeting with the president in the Oval Office. They are loading our intelligence agencies up with Trump haters for some reason. I mean, you have people in the White House who claim that they know how to do vetting, but the results say otherwise, Wayne. And so, unless the Democrats are able to have a successful, impeachment, they have to rely on the courts. They have to rely on this judicial coup, judicial obstruction. To block President Trump's agenda, because they want to completely delegitimize the power of the executive branch and the power of an executive order. We have never seen this type of judicial resistance in the history of our nation to a president's executive orders. In history, period, full stop. This is, without a doubt, a judicial coup.
Laura.
Yes.
Exactly what you're saying must be what's happening with Pete Hegseth's staff, right? They must all be deep state DC swamp plants, because there's nothing but crisis and chaos under Pete Hegseth. I can't believe it's Pete's fault. I got to believe it's the people under him that are undermining him and backstabbing him, I assume, yes?
Look, Pete Hegseth has been a Trump loyalist. He defended President Trump during the primary. He stood by President Trump. He attacked Ron DeSantis on Fox News when Ron DeSantis ran against President Trump, when so many other people in the Murdoch Fox News network were supporting Ron DeSantis. I mean, even Rupert Murdoch himself said that he was committing his entire media entity to getting Ron DeSantis elected. We saw the Dominion text messages in which Rupert Murdoch and the board members of Fox News and even Tucker Carlson himself was saying things like, "I hate President Trump. He is a demonic destructive force. I mean, you can get offended by me saying this, but these are real text messages from people like Tucker Carlson over at Fox News. I don't really care if it upsets people hearing it. That's the truth. And so now, you have Dan Caldwell. You have Dan Caldwell, who was fired, right, working underneath Pete Hegseth, all of a sudden getting an interview with Tucker Carlson. It's very bizarre what's going on here. But yes, I do believe that there is a deep state coup going on right now, a Coke coup, as I've been calling it, because a lot of these individuals who are
Laura,
working to...
I'm getting a 10 count. We're on the way out. We're running. Great interview with Laura Loomer. She understands what's going on. It is a coup. It is an insurrection. I'm Wayne LaRue. Thank you, Laura. God bless. Loomer Unleashed is the website and the... Hi, this is...